Catholic missionaries. Jesuits were Catholic priests. They left France and other countries and came to the American wilderness to teach Indians. The priests were usually young men who took vows to live in poverty and serve God by helping other people. Priests built missions, which were like churches where the people could be taught. The priests lived at the missions too. The priests, who were called Black Robes by Native Americans, tried to teach the Indian people about Jesus Christ and baptize them as Christians. The priests did convert some Indians. They also helped them when they were sick. They learned Indian languages and used this skill to keep peace between the tribes. They also served as translators between Indians and white people. Father Menard, the first Jesuit missionary to teach the Wisconsin Indians, was Father Rene Menard. He started a mission at Chequamegon Bay near what is now Ashland. He died while taking some food to the starving Huron Indians. His friends said he had stepped ashore too late in the canoe and was never seen again by white men. His prayer book and robe were later found with the Dakota Indians. Father Allais. The second missionary was very important to the Native Americans. Father Claude Jean Allais arrived in Chequamegon Bay and taught many different tribes. He learned to speak at least 10 Indian languages. While he lived with the Indians, he wrote many things about them and sent his reports back to France. These reports helped other people learn about how the Indians lived. Life was very hard for Father Allais. He walked many miles, meeting with Indian people wherever he went. He slept on the ground with a fur robe for a blanket. Food was hard to find. We were forced to eat moss growing upon the rocks. It is a soft-shaped leaf that is always covered with caterpillars and spiders, and which, on being boiled, makes a black soup. Father Allais helped Indians build a mission on Madeline Island. Later, they built a mission near the Fox River. That mission later became the first real town for white settlers in Wisconsin. It is known as the City of Green Bay. Lesson 1, Memory Master Questions. Lesson 2, Trappers and Traders. Places to locate: Great Britain, France, Montreal, Quebec, the Great Lakes. Words to understand: ally, barter, merchant, pelt, rival, voyager. Bartering. Trading what you have for what you want is called bartering. People bartered for things they needed instead of using money to buy them. Merchants are people who buy and sell things. Merchants came to the Great Lakes region. Usually merchants were also explorers and trappers. They built log trading posts. Indians traded animal furs for metal pots, knives, guns, and needles. Colorful glass beads, cloth, and blankets were also popular trade items. Even food was bartered. Indian women grew corn and traded it for French goods. Indian boys caught and dried fish for the French. Caption: beaver pelts were so valuable that the fur was sometimes called soft gold. The fur trade. Soon other Frenchmen came to America. Most of them were trappers and traders. They wanted beaver fur to sell in Europe. Fur trading companies were formed in Montreal and Quebec. Many people worked in the fur trade. Each fall, traders in canoes set out for the Great Lakes. Their canoes were filled with goods to trade to the Indians for furs. During the fall and winter, Native Americans set traps in the snow and in the icy rivers. The Indians killed the animals and cut off the soft, thick pelts. They stretched the pelts so they would keep their shape. In the spring, Indian men sold the pelts to the French. French trappers also trapped beavers, mink, fox, squirrel, and raccoon. The French took tall piles of furs back to Canada. They loaded the pelts on ships that took them to France. Many people in Europe wanted the thick furs. Good relations with the Indians helped the fur trade. Both groups were happy to get things they wanted in exchange for furs. Few Frenchmen became farmers. Instead, many hoped to get rich in the fur trade.